Well, that is against the ordinance. I told him that he can make that request to the Water Sewer Committee because it's a variance, so it requires a request to the committee, and then the committee, because it's a variance of the ordinance, the committee bring it up to the council. At the time we talked, I was like, you're gonna get another week. We had the holiday, another week before you're gonna have a committee meeting. If you want to, let me know. Happy to set up that committee meeting. And then it'll be 30 days from today before that next council meeting when it comes to the council. But those were the three options he was given. He was provided a booster pump on the one, tie in, have to use a contractor because of the technicalities of the other one. Or yes, he can request a variance and it just has to go through the chain.
So it's all gonna fall on him.
That's what we do with anybody on the tap, is it comes in there and says,
Well, that doesn't make it right, does
huh?
it? That doesn't make it right.
Those are the town ordinances, not mine. If the town, council wants to change the ordinances, then happy to do it. I don't have the authority to change the ordinance, I just have the authority to provide the waiver towards him so he can get through the accordance with it.
Can we pick up the $200 for the phone?
There you go.
It's good, easy enough.
That sounds like the easiest thing to do. I'll try to set up a meeting as soon as possible so we can go over that, and I'll get him to come to the meeting.
I told him if he got the pump, we look at, we're not,
Yeah.
we look at what that price is on that, meter installation for the delay, but what we've got, again, all we need is him to say, here's what we want to do. We've talked to him, the mayor's talked to him and had the information, Informark's talked to him, I've talked to him, I've talked to some of his representatives, the same information hasn't changed, the options are there, we just, choose a path and let's do it.
It really doesn't make any sense at all to spend $15,000 because he's the last guy on that road.
Well, we're not gonna do anything else.
It doesn't make any sense to do. I mean, we can give him remedies. We got two remedies, easy remedies we can give him.
Any other questions for town manager? All right, we'll move on to the, Mark's report.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, Councilman, good evening. First, I want to introduce a new face, and introduce Joseph Hellwig. Joseph has taken over as the project manager for the Chatham operations, replacing Adam Brooks. Joseph's been with us for a few weeks now, but he's not a new face to Infomark and not a new face to this area. He comes with over 25 years of expertise in the water and wastewater treatment fields, and is going to be an excellent addition here. And for him, it's a bit of a homecoming, as he's spent a few years in this area and is very excited to be back. So please welcome him, and again, it's going to be an excellent addition to the team here in Chatham. For the month of June, we did have one effluent dissolved oxygen excursion at the wastewater treatment plant that happened on June 26th during one of the high heat days. We have a permit limit of 7.0. We did record a sample at 6.65 milligrams per liter. Adjustments were made immediately, which brought the DEO above 7.0. We recorded a compliant sample immediately after the results had taken place, no issues since. As far as the total finished water flow at the water treatment plant, we finished a total treated finished water flow of 16.32 million gallons. As Mr. Morris indicated, that is an uptick among past. However, if you look at the graph included later on in the report, it will be equivalent to last summer as water usage increased. And wastewater totaled a monthly treated water flow of 8.35 million gallons. As far as the maintenance expenditures, we have our annual maintenance cap budget of $249,556.08. During the month of June, we spent $7,010.94. None of that was at the water plant. $1,920.29 was at the wastewater plant, and $5,090.65 was at the Public Works Department. That brings the total year-to-date expenses to $23,052.90, with a remaining year-to-date balance of $226,503.18. No health or safety issues for the month of June. Additionally, with Mr. Helwig joining the team, we do have 2 open positions. One at the wastewater treatment plant, we actually made an offer out to a candidate today, so we can fill that soon. And we are actively interviewing for the 1 open position at the Public Works Department. Again, we are filling that opening with temporary labor until we hire a full-time technician there. As far as the project highlights go, we have a lot going on. Public Works, this is, I feel like every season's busy, but summer is busy. We're battling both heat and storms, which creates additional work for the crews with brush collection, heat with the flowers, and all of the additional tasks with there. Also for the Public Works maintenance crew, and then with the water treatment plant, there's a huge support effort with the raw water intake, supporting the startup and tap ends of the raw water intake project with Hames Construction. Additional at the water treatment plant, the continuation of the sodium hypochlorite trials. We have been given some direction and insight from the Virginia Department of Health. At their recommendation, we are waiting until the raw water intake construction is completed to continue those due to the fluctuating water usages in their tie-ins. We are also consulting with our technical resources to look at different pumps from what was designed, and we'll be consulting with the design engineers to revisit that and get the system up and going. And at the wastewater treatment plant, we have a number of major maintenance items that we've been waiting long lead times on. If you remember, those were the significant investments we made at the end of last fiscal year. Those carts started to arrive, and we are lining up Piedmont Maintenance Services out of Roxborough, North Carolina, to come up and assist. The first one will be the clarifier drive rebuild. We had a quote from the manufacturer that totaled more than the equipment to install that. They're going to be able to do that work for about 1/10 of the cost. And then the other items that we're going to have, Infomark is going to fund that as a catch-up with all of the additional work that Public Works crew has, and the recent staffing issues we've had with medical leave and the open positions. So the first one will hit the maintenance cap at a significantly reduced rate. The rest of it we will cover on our base fee. I believe that concludes the month's activities. Any questions?
I've got a quick question. For the crosswalk sign, $1,182, how many of those do we have?
Don't quote me on that, but I believe it's
All I've installed is, 7.
7, so that's about $8,200 worth of crosswalk signs. Did we approve all those?
I think that was last year, wasn't
Yes. So I believe those, and I'll consult Mr. Morris to make sure I'm not speaking incorrectly, but I believe those came up for approval sometime last fall.
We did 5 of them last year, and they did 3 of the new installs. That 11 is the crosswalk sign, should be for the 3 or 4 that we were just.
Yeah, 1,182 was for 3 signs, it's not per.
So with 3,